Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Conscious Life Collective. My name is Julia Bernatsky. I'm the co founder of Conscious Life Collective and the founder of Untamed Hearts.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mickey Preventer, and I am a co-founder of Conscious Life Collective. And today we are very excited to be bringing you something very special, as we have every Sunday around 12. And today we have our spiritual and Kabbalah teacher, Michael Ocher, who's joining us and is going to share with us, the consciousness and the energy of this week and the connection and the inspiration of what is happening in the cosmos and in the world, and how it can help us to be personally in alignment with that energy and be guided by the energy that is available in the universe, and to be able to make the best choices in the upcoming week.
Yes. And I just want to kind of segue into it. The energy of past few days has been, let's say, intense, right? Lots of opportunities, lots of tests to pass. And I would love to talk about that today. And also, we are right on at the beginning of the new moon that is going to be coming in on 18th, I believe. And it's also a very special time, very empowering time, because there are openings in the universe. So knowing what the energy is, knowing what to do, how to be, most importantly, during these times is very important. And one of the things that we said when we spoke with Michael earlier, preparing for this conversation, was that Virgo is usually very judgmental and critical. And so to go against it is to be more compassionate and say something to people that looks like or feels like criticism only if it will allow for personal growth. That could be and should be only reason why. And there's so many more things that I'm looking forward to hear from Michael. So passing it on to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Mickey. Very exciting to be here this Sunday to help us prepare, have the best week we could possibly have. Because as we always want to remember, from a Kabbalistic perspective, our purpose of our creation and existence in this world is only to experience bliss and fulfillment. So whenever we don't feel that, it just a small indication to us that it's time to look within and see what we can improve and realign and balance within ourselves. But the purpose of our existence here is always, we always want to remember, it's to receive all the fulfillment we could ever dream of and even more. So this week, it's a very exciting week. We're finishing the month of Leo, both sun and moon calendar, the Kabbalistic calendar, they both end the cycle of the Leo calendar, a Leo month, and we're starting a new month, the month of Virgo, one of my favorite signs. And it's also the week, this week, the energy is also connected to judgment, criticism and judgment. And Virgo, they're kind of the low, undeveloped side of a Virgo is the side of criticism, judgment, seeing what's wrong with others, constantly looking for perfection, constantly, seeing what's wrong and seeing how things are not perfect and being obsessed with perfectionism. And we know that there's no such thing as perfect. Perfect is right now. Perfect is as it is already. And criticism has two sides. It's like a two-sided sword. One side is when you use it against other people around you, situations around you, your friends, your relatives, your close ones. and you kind of use it to show them what's wrong with them. You know, you see someone being way too upset, way too angry, way too reactive, and you point it out to them. And that's the low side of Virgo, meaning low, meaning the undeveloped side, the kind of beginner level user of this trait. The more advanced version of this trait is actually to understand that whenever I see something wrong, something negative, something reactive, it's an indication for me to look within. There's a beautiful story about a great Kabbalist. His name was the Baal Shem Tov. He was actually a Virgo, and he shared that whenever there was, you know, in the old days, 2,000 years ago, there was a temple in Jerusalem. It was considered one of the most amazing spiritual places on earth. And they said that there's a mirror there, that whenever you would look into it, you would be able to see what it is that you need to change about yourself. What is it that you can improve about yourself? And he said that once that space was destroyed, that location doesn't exist anymore, that mirror broke, shattered, and the pieces of it went to all the people around you in your life. So all the people around your life are just a mirror to help us see what it is that we should change about ourselves. So whenever I look at someone and see something negative about them, and I start to judge them, and I start to criticize them, and I start to go on and on in my head how negative they are, how reactive they are, how they are so undeveloped, so unspiritual, etc., and so forth, I'm just feeding the low vibrations, the negativity, creating more and more judgment. Actually, that's going to come back to me. The moment I look at it and say, okay, if I see this and it bothers me, it triggers something within me, it makes me uneasy, that's an indication that it is something to do with my internal work, with my consciousness, not something wrong with the other person. So that's a very big game changer, that I stop looking at people and situations as problems and understand that it's just a tool for me to see what I can improve about myself. So it's a very big change that any one of us can do, right? Instead of looking at it as a source of negativity, as a source of to criticize other people, I look at it as a way, as a tool to look within. Now, it might not be exactly the same way, but it's an indication that I have something similar, that I might have something similar in a different area in my life. So that's a very positive way of how to use this trait, how to not be critical. Now, in general, I'm sure a lot of you have heard that there's a very big formation happening and a lot of energies changing in our solar system and in our universe, and a lot of new energies coming in, and there's a lot of change going on, and it's a time of, you feel heavy, you feel intense, you feel not necessarily the way you should, kind of like warm and fuzzy at home, but you feel a little bit more disconnected and a little bit more heavy and not so joyful and happy. So that's usually also an indication that the universe is trying to kind of like quarantine us and send us back home again. And home doesn't mean necessarily home, but home in your consciousness, in your own space, to kind of close yourself off from outside distractions, to look within and see, okay, so what's really going on? How am I doing? What's going on? Am I not seeing something? Why am I upset? Do I need to release some emotions? Maybe that's very natural, extremely important to do sometimes, to go within, and maybe you need to cry a little bit on your own. That's also normal. That's also good. You should do that. That's very important. Don't deny it. One of the low sides of Virgo, the undeveloped sides of Virgo, is they're very disconnected from their emotions. They are not necessarily feeling what's going on. They're extremely logical. They're extremely connected to the logical process, the strict rules of the universe, not being free, not being connected to your emotions. That's their low side. That's sadly why, the weak side of Virgo is the organ, are the intestines. Because when you don't connect to your emotions, when you don't process them properly, it causes a lot of digestive pain, actually, and stomach pain, etc. So that's something that we really want to be careful with, is really being connected to your emotions, your emotional state, what's really going on. And if you do feel like you need some time and you have some feeling of pain that you need to let go of, do it, go for it. Don't deny yourself. Don't, close yourself on and say that you have to be the strong individual all the time. Actually, being vulnerable and releasing your emotions, that's really strong. And not pretending to be an ultimate, being that's always perfect. We're perfect in every single way, no matter what, especially when we're being vulnerable. So definitely this time to be much more open, to be much more in connection with your heart, with what's going on in your heart. Is there emotions that you want to let go of? We are only approximately 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks away from a very important Kabbalistic day, which is considered the new year for all of humanity. And the universe is going to push us to cleanse ourselves, because also the sign of Virgo, the perfect virgin, perfection, is kind of this energy of our perfect self is gonna be revealed in this month. So this kind of energy of also washing away what doesn't belong, what's ready to be changed. Because we're never gonna be forced to change what we're not ready to change. What you are going through is what you are ready to change right now. So that's something that you can refer to the Creator and say, Creator, universe, what are you trying to show me that I'm ready to let go of? Is it some regret, some resentment, some upsetness, some anger issues, some old relationships that we're not letting go? Take the time and really connect with yourself. Because if it's a weakness, it means when you work on it, it's going to be very strong this month. So if you go from the unemotional, disconnected from the emotional state Virgo to the opposite, you're going to be very connected to your emotions. You're going to be able to look at it in a very, Virgos are sometimes criticized for being a little bit dry, because it's the element of earth with the internal energy of air, meaning it's a bit dry. It's like a little bit like a cold, cool desert. So, they can be, the bad side of it is coldness, but the good side of it is an objective and the ability to detach yourself from your emotions and also look at them from a side. So both at the same time. But really this energy is really just pushing you to go forward, to move on, to change, to let go of the old, to welcome in the new. And the more we accept it, the more we're on that wave, you know what? Things are just getting better. This is just a simple process of washing out what doesn't need to be there, washing out the dirt, the stuff we don't need. And the more I look at it this way, and the more I consciously meditate, take the time to meditate, and take the time to quarantine or incubate myself, put myself in a space where I can be by myself, go through this, journal, whatever it is, whatever spiritual tool you use to connect, to release emotions, to let go, use it right now to help you prepare. Because you don't want to go against the weather, kind of. If there's a thunderstorm and you're a fisherman and you decide to go fishing, it's not the best idea. So same way right now, the weather is telling us, go home, go inside, look within. Is there some people that you need to forgive? Do you need to forgive yourself? Do you need to ask for forgiveness? Virgos can be a little bit proud, so they don't tend to accept that they were ever wrong. So to say, you know what, I was wrong. even if you weren't. Be the bigger person and say, you know what, I'm sorry for what I did, and I forgive you also. Forgiveness is such an important tool, and this is one of the ways of cleansing. There's certain ways that we cleanse. One way is to release emotions, right? To just go and say, you know what, where is this pain that I'm feeling? Is it in my heart, in my lungs, in my stomach, in my head, wherever it is? And let the pain out. Even physically, you can make the sound, just like release that pain, release those emotions. Do you need to take a bath and just cleanse yourself? That's also a very practical tool. Do you need to cry? Go ahead and cry. Be vulnerable. Whatever it is, do you need to ask for forgiveness? That's a very powerful way to cleanse. It doesn't even need to be so much in the physical, because maybe someone doesn't want to forgive. That's their work. That's their job. Your part is to ask for forgiveness and to forgive. Any person that you've ever considered that has hurt you or has brought pain upon you, you want to actually ask them for forgiveness, because we don't know what happened between the two of us in a past life. It might have been that we hurt them. And we also want to ask them for forgiveness and to forgive them for what they've done. So forgiveness is a huge tool. Releasing those emotions, releasing that pain, letting it out, not holding it in. Even using sounds. It's very interesting that it says that each organ of our body has a certain sound that it can release things with. So when you make certain physical sounds, it actually releases that pain. And in the big picture, understand that it's a segment. It's a segment in the universe right now. And it's a great opportunity to go through and kind of do our laundry, cleanse our consciousness. Consciousness, it's not something that needs necessarily cleansing. It's kind of like being purified, removing the black spots that kind of limit the amount of light and fulfillment we can receive. And those black spots can be unwillingness to forgive, holding negative emotions towards other people, blaming other people, saying that it's because of them I did this and this and that. Blaming doesn't bring anything to our life, literally nothing. It just, there's a beautiful teaching. When you blame and you point a finger, you're pointing one finger to the person and three are pointing towards you. So the more I blame another person for anything in my life, the more limitations I create for understanding, for clarity, etc. So completely stop the blame game. Go into a mode of saying, you know what? I really want to own my life. I really want to be the creator, the one who creates things in my life. And the way I do that is by taking full responsibility, by not blaming anyone, by not criticizing anyone, by not saying that it's anyone else's fault, by totally taking the responsibility in a proactive way, not in a negative way that it's my fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just understanding that I am the one who created and also who can change this. But not to say that it's blame or being a victim of the situation. So Virgo is a very extremely powerful, such a positive month with so much energy available. It says it's also called the month of in Hebrew called Et Ratzon, meaning the time of goodwill. And it says that actually all the creator kind of opens the upper worlds, all the realms, a little bit much more. A lot more actually during this month. So your ability to connect, to change, to transform, to grow is amplified by a lot this month. The main trick is to completely avoid our desire and any need to criticize or judge other people. Stay away from it altogether and proactively ask yourself, what can I improve? What can I evolve in myself? What is the true evolution? It's also a month of study, a month where you can understand what kind of consciousness is going to bring more fulfillment into your month and what kind of consciousness is going to limit that light and fulfillment from coming to your life. So also to learn more, to study more, to say, okay, there must be more that I can learn. There must be more that I can study. There must be more practices, an amazing time to open yourself up to more study. in your life, and really to become less limited. It's a very good month, in terms of again, in practical, logical stuff like business. It's a very good month. Some of the best business people in the world. They're the best accountants and the best surgeons, because they can do things very kind of in a cold way, in a way that's like emotionally detached. So the upside of that is that you can be so emotionally attached and so emotionally intelligent with yourself. Very, very kind of like an observer and at the same time a participant. So most of the time we don't want to be participants of our emotional states. We want to develop an ability to be outside of our emotional state. This month, you want to be participant. You want to understand. You want to feel. You want to constantly say, I feel this way. I feel love. I feel sadness. I feel happiness. I feel forgiveness. I feel joy. I feel purity. I feel fun. I feel optimism. I feel a little down. Be expressive about your emotions, because naturally you will be detached from them. So be a little bit more attached to them, more attached to the emotional state. And the preparation, it's a very powerful time to go in a mode of like, wow, reviewing your whole year. What a year it's been, right, so far. What an incredible journey we've been through. Probably the most special journey in thousands of years, in hundreds and thousands of years, really. Because the society has never been like it is today. We've never been so technologically advanced, so spiritually advanced on all levels. And we're going through this incredible time with, obviously, the pandemic being the first, the Black Lives Matter movement, so much going on. So this is a time to really reflect and develop a better conversation also with the creator, with the creative force, and ask the creator, okay, so what's my next level? What am I meant to do? Where am I growing next? Guide me. Ask the universe. Pray. Prayer in Kabbalah is not necessarily a compilation of words that you need to say. It's more something that comes from your heart. Is a beautiful story in the Zohar where it says there was a great king. His name was Hiskiyahu, and he was a very righteous individual. And there's a verse that says, and Hiskiyahu turned to the walls to pray. And the Zohar, the ultimate Kabbalistic source of wisdom, he says, Rabbi Shimon says that the walls actually don't mean a wall in the house. It means the walls of your heart. So being so connected with your emotions, with your heart, and constantly praying from the bottom of your heart. And this is something beautiful that you can practice to do. That when you isolate yourself again, you can kind of be totally present in your heart and start asking the creator, what's my next level? What am I not seeing? What am I blinded to? A lot of times we're so blind to some things because we're so involved with our opinions, with our, the way we think, etc. So we're totally not connected with an ability to see what am I meant to change. So open that. Ask the creator, ask the universe, ask your guardian angels, ask your guardian spirits, whatever you believe in, whatever force you believe in. Start studying more and ask, what is it that I need to change? What am I not seeing? What is my next level? How can I make this my life better? But also by making myself better, I make the whole world better. So how can I do it? How can I be a humanitarian? Another sign of Virgo, a good side is they're extremely, they love being of service. They love serving. They are obsessed with they're called the servants of the universe, the servants of the zodiac, because they love to make things better. They love to improve. So use this energy both internally to ask and say, okay, what can I do and make better in my life, in myself, in my consciousness? What can I let go of? Where can I be less reactive? Where can I blame less? Where can I forgive more? Where can I take more responsibility? Where can I study more? Where can I meditate more? Where can I ask and pray the creator for more help? In what area in my life? In what instance, in what relationship, and constantly think, okay, how can this also help the universe? How can I also help the whole universe? But the main thing is the emotional state, is that emotions, Virgos are much more prone to be disconnected from emotions, to be colder, not to be so warm, even though they're incredible people. Some of my closest friends are Virgos. I love Virgos because they have such an ability to be kind of like serene, and also so connected to their central column. It's the air sign of the earth sign, so it's very balanced. It's very natural for them to remain serene in place in their center. So to go a little bit out of that, also to not be so a little bit OCD, because they love things to be in this way only, to do things completely out of your way. There's beautiful, like last week we talked about Karen Berg, the founder of the Kabbalah Center, who left the physical reality about 2 weeks ago. And there's so many lessons, but the two things especially that really correlate to this month from Karen is Karen would always ask, okay, what's next? Never settle on kind of like, okay, we achieved this. I did that. That's great. And that's it. Constantly asking, okay, what's next? What can I change? What can I do? What can I do more? How can I grow? How can I push myself, etc.? What's next? That was one of Karen's favorite sentences. And the other thing is Karen would always try to do things in a completely unconventional way. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what to do. Karen said she would sometimes get in a car and just start driving in a direction she's totally unfamiliar with, to get lost, to completely get a different perspective, to completely look at things in an unpredictable way. So also this quality and this, how would you say, behavior of doing things in a very different way. I love the story that in the Kabbalah Center, a lot of our teachers use this example, and our students really like it. For example, taking your toothbrush and brushing your teeth with the other, if you're a righty, doing it with the left hand, etc., to switch them. To use your left hand for your cell phone, to cook something different, to talk to people you don't usually talk to watch something you don't normally watch. So be completely outside the box, because the sign of Virgo is very inside the box, very by the rules, very much like this, the opposite of Aquarius, kind of. That's the total opposites. And Aquarius is all about outside the box, all about doing things differently, all about doing things in an interesting new way, in looking at things in a new way. So when you find this balance, that's an incredible space to be in. You don't want to be in extreme of either way. But if you're feeling you're too much inside the box, go outside your box, do something completely irrational. If you're way too outside of your box, try to go home a little bit and be more practical. It's all about balance. But Virgos are kind of like addicted to balance a little bit, like Libras. They have that similarity in the same way. So you want to go outside of that, do things in a completely irrational way. Go and do, drive somewhere you've never been to, study something you've never been to, listen to music you've never listened to before, talk to people you don't normally talk to. So being completely a different being this month. And the beautiful thing is that the creator, all the upper worlds, all the universe is really supporting us right now. We're really going to feel it by the end of this week. The month really starts this coming Friday. And actually the new moon enters on the 19th, the Wednesday. And actually that's a great day to do some soul searching. So if you want to do, as I mentioned before, it's great Kabbalistically the day before the new moon. So meaning Wednesday, August 19th, is a great day to do housekeeping for your soul, for your consciousness. If you want to listen to this class again, the perfect time is to listen to it on Wednesday. It's a great day to do even a fast, try to refrain from eating too much. If you want to do just water and coffee, lemon water, that's great. Or if you want to do a dry fast during the day, it's an amazing time to really amplify the spirituality, to really take the laundry and do your laundry on that day, the best day. And then the month actually starts on Thursday and fully starts on Friday. That's the first day of the month. And that's when we're getting into that ride of it's beautiful month. It says that it's like a time machine, the month of Virgo, that there's not going to be limits to connecting to your past or connecting to your future. So you're going to get glimpses of what you're meant to work towards, and also glimpses of what might need to be taken care of from the past. What is it that maybe I hurt someone, maybe someone hurt me in this life, in past life, etc. This whole month, imagine it's like a time machine. It's like the Rav used to say, our teacher, the Rav used to say, it's going back to the future. Meaning time has no relevance in spirituality. It doesn't exist. So you can travel in this month, your ability to go back or forward in time is amplified. Study that. Google it on your devices. Look into time travel. Look into what's the idea of being in the past, in the present, and in the future. What does it really exist, or is it just a projection? So if a person is way too connected to the past, it's hard for him or her to move into the future. If you're way constantly thinking about the future, you're disconnecting from the present. So to find a balance in that you're balancing yourself and understanding where you are, what has really happened, what lessons am I meant to learn. This is ultimately our main purpose of being present on this earth, in this life, is to learn lessons, to develop ourselves, to learn to love more, to learn to accept, to forgive more. It's not a coincidence that the Creator is called all forgiving, because He's all forgiving. Do you want to be closer to the light, to fulfillment? That means you should be also more forgiving. It's also one of the ways to be protected from other people, is to ask for forgiveness. And that's a meditation that you can do, not necessarily reach out, because a person might be in a very negative state and they might not want to hear your forgiveness. That's not the point. The point is for you to do your part. So a lot of opportunity, so much change and transformation that it's like being on a roller coaster, right? When you're on a roller coaster, you don't want to hang on to something too much. You don't want to be too stiff. You kind of want to let go. You want to be able to flow with the experience. So we have 4 or 5 days to prepare. We're getting a heads up now. So we have these 4 or 5 days to get us ready for this ride. So it's going to be so much fun and so exciting and just so pleasant.
Wow, so much information, so much to take in, and so much to work on.
It's very exciting.
Wow. Yeah, I love what you said before, Michael, to me, like before this. You said like putting the officers on our eyes, our ears, and our mouth, like having somebody, like a police officer, like watching. See good things, hear good things, say good things, right? So let's see the good and just not judge, avoid, like remove, suspending judgment,
Totally.
and focusing on the good in each person, or even in ourselves, right? And possibilities and opportunities. What a powerful time. Wow. And I love also, like I took a lot of notes right now, and I just want to bring back what we started with, that people in our lives are around us are just a mirror of what we can see in them is what we need to change. What we can see in them that bothers us, right? The point is that it bothers us. If it bothers us, it means that we own it. And it's something that we might want to consider looking deeper and seeing how can we change it about ourselves.
And just to add, actually, when we look at it that way, and when we work on ourselves that way, we actually help them also. We might actually help them remove that trait. We might help them be more proactive just because we looked at it in a totally spiritual way.
Yeah. And because these people, it's kind of like, the way I like to imagine it for myself is that that person is showing up in my life with these traits that are really triggering me. And it's kind of like they took on a job to show up here for me, to do those things that I don't like, so that I can see them as a reflection inside of me, right? So there might be negative things. A lot of times these are not such a positive things. So these people came in with those traits as my teachers. So the moment, to check that out, the moment I learn my lesson, they have no more job to do, right? So their job is done. So that's how we release them from the obligation to teach us that lesson, so they can end that traits in their own life. It's subconscious, it's energetic, it's just ends. There's no more, right? Once I'm done with it, once I declare my lesson complete, I'm done learning it, that person is released from teaching it to me.
Yeah.
So doing it for ourselves, doing it for everybody else around us, doing it for the world, and the world, God knows, needs it.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to, mention is that someone shared yesterday with me is something short but also very powerful. Is Virgo is a sign of likes to go on the critical side a little bit more. So instead of falling for that, proactively remember your positive traits and all the things that you accomplish in your life. Try to remember, what have you accomplished in your life? Because all of us have accomplished a lot. And if we remember that, it really helps us to be a little bit more understanding that we can achieve almost anything in our life. So make a list of your accomplishments. It's a great way to go into a place where you can manifest more things in your life, is by understanding and remembering everything that you have created up to this point. And also look at other people in that way. Look at other people in a positive way. Kind of shine that positive light of positivity as much as you can. That, wow, this person has done so much for me. And I have done this, and I have done that, and I've done so much already that don't look at it, not to look at it as something to sit on, but as an inspiration, as a fuel to help you move forward, to help you go forward in your life. It's a very, very powerful way to remind yourself that you are invincible. You can do anything in your life.
This is amazing. So I'm taking these notes and I'm posting them. I hope you guys can see it. I'm posting them just because, like, posting meaning I'm surfacing them as the comments, Michael. I don't know if you can see it. But so there's a lot of notes in the comments. So if anybody wants to like copy and paste them or like take note of them, or as always, if you want to share this information, this connection, this video with anybody who you think might benefit from it, please feel free to do it. This is totally available. It's going to be here at any time. And remember, like Michael said, that you can listen to it. The best day to listen to it is Thursday, Wednesday. Right? You said Thursday? Wednesday. So the best day to listen is Wednesday. And if you guys getting anything out of this conversation, please make comments and I will surface them as well so that everybody can see your comments as well. So if you want to bring some points forward, because we all hear something different. So something amplifies for each one of us in a different way. So please share, because we're helping other people to receive it that way as well. Yeah, are we going to do a little meditation?
It's not a strength usually of Virgo, so that's why we should do it even more in the month of Virgo. It's usually something they struggle with, but at the same time, if they practice, they become amazing at it. So we'll be the proactive Virgos and meditate. So Very simple meditation. It's not about following all the steps and seeing everything. It's more about listening to my voice and going on with what you hear and what you want to receive and how you want to feel. That's what you want to achieve through this meditation. So to begin, you just want to sit comfortably, uncross your arms and legs. But really, the point of that is just to be comfortable, to be very present in your body, to totally feel your body. Even try to feel all your skin and how the air and the clothes touch your skin. And you want to fall into your heart. Go into your heart. And then you want to send your consciousness to the middle of the earth. And imagine Earth as being an incredible, immense provider of energy. So much Creator's light is stored in the earth. And you want to push this light and feel it come through your entire body. And feel it going through all your energy centers, through all your chakras, all your spherot, filling up your body and popping from the top of your head and forming a beautiful ball of light. And then you want to imagine and pretend that you're in this ball of light. And see how you can observe and see everything around you from this ball of light and how perfect everything is. And then we want to send this ball of light up, above our body, above ourselves, above the building you're in, above our street, above our city, above our state, above our country, above the continent, above the whole planet, and traveling faster than the speed of light, booming and streaming to the edge of the universe, passing through the edge of the universe. And then we want to pass through layers of lights as they progressively get brighter. We want to end up at a very bright layer of light. Then we want to go to the next layer that is golden, soothing, relaxing light. And then we go into the next plane that feels like liquid or thick water. Keep going higher. Then you want to imagine as you're touching a beautiful pink cloud as it pushes you even further up. And you see an opening, a rectangular opening with a pearl-like shining that comes from it. You want to approach this opening and on an exhale, go through this opening and enter the plane of the Creator, the endless universe, Creator of all that is. And you want to visualize how your ball of light melts and becomes one with this energy. And the first thing we want to activate is the pure essence of Creator's energy, which is unconditional love. And we want to allow this energy to go through our entire body, all of our levels of our consciousness, all the levels of our soul, every cell of our body. So if you want this energy to come into every level of your soul, every level of your consciousness, and every cell of your body, just say yes. And just feel how you're becoming filled with this absolute incredible energy of love. We want to remember that we want to put this consciousness, this energy, before everything in our life. The more unconditional love, kindness, and compassion we practice, the better our life will be. And what we want to also meditate is to receive the ability to release our emotions, not to hold them inside. We want to, as King David said, to pour out our hearts in front of the Creator. So we want to know that it's safe, that it's okay, that it's good to open our hearts, to release whatever emotions we're holding in, to understand that it's just like water. When you release it, it just pours out and creates space for new light, new happiness to come in. So if you want to know what it means, how, and what it means from the Creator's perspective to release your emotions, to feel your emotions, to let them out and pour them out in front of the Creator like water, and to know that it's amazing, it's fun to do, and to be open about it. If you want that, say yes. You wanna know that you're comfortable with your emotions. You wanna also receive this ability to be an observer, but a proactive one. Not to close your heart, but to be open about what's happening inside of you and how you can change it. And receive this ability and download to fully love ourselves unconditionally. To accept ourselves no matter what. To love ourselves no matter what. If you want to know what it means and what it feels like to love yourself from the Creator's perspective, unconditionally, and accept yourself and be tolerant of yourself and forgive yourself, say yes. Visualize yourself kind of giving yourself a big, big hug. Hug of love, hug of acceptance, hug of understanding that everything that has happened is perfect, that everything that we have within is perfect, not seeing any faults, living totally criticism free. Also to love other people more. We know how to have more kindness, compassion, and love towards other people, even people that we might necessarily not feel natural love towards, or people that we really don't feel love towards, how to accept and be tolerant towards them also. And we also want to realize and understand what it truly means to meditate, to pray, to ask for help, and to be in a state of, to use this month, these upcoming 5 weeks, to help us really ask for more help from the Creator, from the universe, whatever it might be, to take our abilities to the next level. So if you want that, also say yes. And also get a glimpse of our future, get a glimpse of what we should be working on, what it is that we need to see to open our eyes. Again, as King David used to say, we have eyes, but we do not see. We want to make sure that we have eyes and we use them to really see. So if you want to use your minds and your eyes' ability to truly see reality, also say yes. And before we close, we want to meditate to send unconditional love to the entire world, to the entire universe, to thank the Creator for everything that we have, that we had, that we will have. And also, while we're in this meditative state, I'm going to read a very powerful section from the ancient writings to help us connect with this energy more and more, to amplify it, to be connected. Ve'i acharanin marei sitrei Torah, marei midot deinun irtin nishmatim misitra de malkuta kadisha, deichu kalila me'eser sefiran, de'eman de'yatir la vezake la, zake le'eser sefiran belo piruda, eser velo tesha. דאי חבו ירצין למלכותה דיחידאה חבו תשע פרדותה מינה בגין דלי תמן פרודה עמל בעל ספר יצירה 10 ולא 9. And before opening our eyes, we'll imagine that we're rinsing ourselves in Creator's light, filling yourself up with more of that fresh new energy. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes.
Wow. Thank you. It was such a beautiful meditation. Thank you so much. And the people who are writing to us, and that was very powerful connection, and it truly was. It's a very powerful time, very powerful connection, and the messages to take with us are life-changing and altering relationships with ourselves and people around us.
Yeah.
Nikki, anything that you might have wanted to add? I know that you were very deep in the connection.
I think what I'm taking away from that is that our thoughts are a new opportunity. They're always a new opportunity. What we're learning and growing with every single day, and we're looking inward and, bringing down those walls. And our opportunity is new with each new thought to, bless others, to grace others and ourselves as well.
Thank you. So what do we want to wish to everybody? Have a beautiful week. I'm sending you lots of love.
Beautiful month also.
Beautiful month, powerful year. We're planting the seeds for the powerful year ahead of us.
Exactly. Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have an amazing week.
Take care of yourself. And see you next time, next Sunday. And whoever is watching us on YouTube, by the way, because I know a number of people watching us on YouTube, just subscribe to the channel and you'll get the notification for the next time. Lots of love to everybody.